All right, so the first thing we're going to do on this is we are going to change everything to sine cosine. So I hope you know the quotient identity for tangent. If you don't, some of you don't know that because you didn't get it right on the quiz today. That equals that, which would have been a point for some of you. And the quotient identity for cotangent is this. And then we got 1 over cosine x plus, oh, it's not plus, times 1 over sine x. Now, do you guys know what a complex fraction is? Anybody know how you know you have a complex fraction? Can any of you tell me? This is a complex fraction. Does anybody know what makes it a complex fraction? You got more than one fraction bar. Anytime you got more than one fraction bar, it's a complex fraction. Okay? So what I do is I find the LCD of all the bottoms. So I'm looking at every denominator. This one, this one, this one, and this one. I'm looking at all those denominators, and I'm asking myself, what is the LCD, least common multiple of those numbers? Do you know how to find the least common denominator? I've done it in some of the videos. Do we know how to do it? There's more than one way. The easiest way, in my opinion, is this. You look, and you look at all the denominators, and are there anything in common with all those things I highlighted? Anything the same with any of them? I think there's a cosine right here, and I think there's a cosine right there. That makes them common, so you're only going to use one cosine. Now they're done. Then I have a sine here and a sine here. Those are common, so I could use one sine, and I've taken care of all the denominators, so this right here is my LCD. Sine times cosine. Then I'm going to take that, and I'm going to multiply the top by that LCD, and I'm going to multiply the bottom by that LCD, because that value right here that I just put up here, this is a value of 1. And I hope you all know when you multiply by 1, it does not change a value, it's going to change the way it looks, but not the value. So on the top, I'm supposed to take and distribute this to both these parts. So when I distribute it, it's going to be this times this, and then I'm going to rewrite it over here, this times this. So I'm taking this thing and I distribute it, so it's right here. So I hope from what I just did a little while ago, I'm going to reduce fractions. So this cosine will reduce with that cosine to 1s. This sine will reduce with that sine to 1s. This cosine will reduce with this cosine to 1s. And this sine will reduce to this sine with 1s. Why did I not distribute the bottom? Anybody tell me why I didn't distribute on the bottom? Anybody got a guess? Distributive properties look like this, or this. What's in here that's not on the bottom? There's no plus or minus. Do you see it? This is just straight multiply. That's why it's not distributed. Do you see this plus sign? That's why the top one is distributive. You distribute when you have a plus or minus in the parentheses. And since there's no plus or minus down here, this is just straight multiply. You see the difference? So in the bottom, all of this stuff goes to what? 1. You got 1 in the bottom, you don't need to write it. Up here, I got 1s in all the bottoms here too. So all I have is sine times sine. Anybody know what sine times sine is? Sine squared. Then I got this plus sign right there that I'm going to bring down. And over here, I got cosine times cosine. Anybody know what that is? Okay, so do you see everything else is 1s? So don't worry about them. Anybody know what sine squared plus cosine squared is? I'm done.